Back with all new price predictions in the market for Monday on bigger names, also current support resistance levels, also future price predictions that I'm kind of looking out for these stocks. Tesla, I'm looking for some big movements on the actual higher side. We're going to go over this and what to kind of look out for. So smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's get straight into it. First one we're going to go over is Tesla. So Tesla, as y'all know, is in a very slow range. It kind of does this whenever it tries to go back up and have these next big pushes, but the next big pushes are usually strong. The slowdown phase here, slowdown phase here, and we always had that nice push up, especially when Tesla's on that bullish trajectory. So I am looking for some calls on Tesla tomorrow. Longer outdated though. To know those, just make sure you're on the Discord. But I'm gonna get some longer, outdated calls because we played some shorter ones. I actually lost on two. I think I lost like 10% on one and like 30-something% on the other one. So I want to get some heavier, longer, outdated ones that'll give me all my money back plus to be in the green. That would be something we're doing. Also, we're gonna update levels on Tesla. Your new support on Tesla is right around 429. So we could put that on our chart. Also, we did break a shorter term resistance level right around 436.40. I'm actually leave that on there just in case we try to come back down to that. And then our secondary resistance right around like 450. Okay. So those are the two resistance levels. Looking for pretty much calls on Monday as long as Tesla keeps that strength. And I really want Tesla to break up to the all-time high area. So I'm gonna probably buy some more shares of Tesla that I bought in here in the 280s and average those in. So the ones we bought at the 280s per se, right now they're up about 56%, but I want a bigger position. So I'll probably double that position, which means it'll probably go down. We'll be up around 28%. And my new average will go around the 350s instead of the 280s. But I'm looking for Tesla to reach up into like the 600, 700s, even up all the way to 1,000. So it's more of a longer, outdated type of move that I'm kind of looking out for, but I'll make more longer term. So that's kind of what I'm looking out for Tesla, shorter term plays, swing plays, and also like longer term plays. Let's go over energy real quick. In phase, right? So I am looking for a bigger reversal on in phase, but in phase needs to break that first resistance level, ENPH. And that's right around 41.45. Okay, so no, 41.40. So we're looking for this resistance level to break. It tried to break it on Tuesday, September 23rd, and we had a big drop off. You see how almost perfect that resistance level is? Once we break that, then I think in phase might want to be bullish. I'm looking to play the reversals of shares and calls and so much more on that in phase higher run. Also, CEG, Constellation Energy. Let's update levels on all this one because it did hit all-time highs here. But after it hit all-time highs, we have not really been moving on CEG, just kind of adding some different stocks in here. So we could put like a resistance area around 350.50. We can also put a support on this one like around 321.51. If we come back and break resistance, then that might be something to look forward to, back to all-time highs and potential calls. If we break support, we might try to come down around the 310s. And if we break there, I'm probably looking for like 360. So those are like two areas I'm looking out for on CEG. Just kind of adding two energy stocks in there. Any other stocks you guys want me to add, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you join the team. Prices do go up tomorrow. Now let's go to Nvidia. Nvidia resistance 179.70, support 171.60. So pretty much same levels on Nvidia. Nothing really has changed. There's nothing big that I would do right here on Nvidia. Nvidia needs to do a lot more movement than it has. It has not been moving for like the past 2 months, right? Very stalled out price ranges. So there's not much I could do with that. I have the long-term shares holding that through, and I'll just kind of wait for Nvidia to have some more movement to get a little better pricing of a play. Also, AMD needs to move. Hasn't moved in about 3 weeks. Same resistance levels, 162, 164. 163.40, and then support 154.25. Still kind of waiting for a bigger movement on AMD. Got most of the long-term shares. Still got a little bit of the leaps, and looking for see if AMD can get out of this little down movement that it's been having, and see if it can turn back bullish and start going back up to higher prices. I do have a bigger target on AMD around the 190. So I'm also looking for some bigger, outdated, more calls to reach up there in that 190 area to see. But it's really going to make it or break it now, right? If it really wants to go to 190, I feel like it should do it now. If it comes back and breaks support and goes down, I'll probably start playing more puts on AMD. So that would be like a critical area that I'm kind of watching out for. SMCI, same levels. Support 48.90 because we close right around it. And then resistance level is still about 47.65. Only thing I'll be looking out for SMCI is if it breaks resistance, I'll be looking to play it above the 50s, potential call options. Very high risk high reward type of stock. So it doesn't really have my focus that much, but if it does try to break, then that might be something that I try to play. Also, Trade Desk. Trade Desk, I want to update levels on Trade Desk because I am looking for a bigger reversal on Trade Desk. But Trade Desk will have to break 3 resistance levels for me to play the reversal. The first one is around 52.10. And then your bigger support on Trade Desk is right around 44.65. So it would have to break both. It would have to break 3 resistance levels. This is the first one. Once it does, then I'm looking to play a bigger reversal on Trade Desk. I do have shares at Trade Desk. I'm holding them through, but I'm looking to play options on it, okay, to go in the 60s and so much more. Because remember, as last time that it had this bigger drop like this, it took a while for it to come back up, almost 2 months. And then it started tracing back up, had a bigger movement, little pull down, and had the secondary movement after the big drop right from earnings. So it will have a bigger retracement. We just have to kind of wait and be patient when that retracement is. And the early signs of those retracements might be once it starts breaking those bigger resistance levels. So you're going to want to make sure you're on the Discord because we'll be doing all that. Like in the Discord, we sold some swings, silver swings, over 100% gain. We also did some JPMs. JPM actually hit our target. It's just the contract didn't move. So I actually lost 6% on that. We've been selling some golds, 11%. Still got a lot of gold left, even looking to buy more. So make sure you guys join the team. First subscription, you get access to that. You have the Elite, which is the monthly, the yearly, and lifetime memberships that comes with personal training where I actually teach you the strategy, actually build that freedom, fast track your success the best way possible. So make sure you guys join the team. Prices do go up tomorrow, okay? So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for Trade Desk. I think it'll be very good. Also watching ARM. ARM has support 134.55, resistance 143.25. ARM has been slow though, okay? ARM has been slow for actually a very long time. If you kind of look at the longer outdated charts, for a long time, ARM's been kind of slow. So we just want to kind of be mindful of that. ARM might not have any just crazy movements. The best way to play ARM, looking at it as it is pretty much swinging it, right? Letting it get below $100, swinging it back up to around the 150s, 160s. Kind of reminds me of like AT&T. If I go to AT&T real quick, how we swung AT&T. We bought AT&T down here in the $18 ranges because if you look at the longer movements of AT&T, that's all it kind of does is bounce around from like the 17s back up to the 30s. So I swing it as we just did. We just bought a swing like back in July of 2024. So it took a while, but AT&T finally hit our $30 target. We're going to take our profits and we're going to look to swing it again because it always kind of comes back down that range, but it kind of takes a couple years. So that's like how AT&T is. It kind of reminds me of like ARM. Just the same way. It just kind of up and down, up and down, up and down. So ARM wouldn't be anything I hold long term. It would be more of a swing, right? Because that's what kind of differentiates what type of plays I can do with different types of stocks. Every stock is different and they move differently. So that's what I'll be looking out for. AVGO, TSM, nothing really new on these. Resistance levels the same. Nothing big that I would do on any of these. Unless they break resistance, then they might go back up to all-time highs. Those are pretty much the same. Let's go ahead and go over to Palantir. Palantir, smaller support, 173.65. Bigger resistance, 185.75. So we'd have to break this resistance on Palantir for me to look for Palantir to go back up to the 190s. That would be a play to me. In between here, there's no play. So you have to see like the bigger difference of what makes a play if this breaks and what doesn't make it a play, kind of just stalling out in here. So just kind of be careful, but those are levels I'm looking out for on Palantir. Before we go over to the Max 7s, I do want to add some consumers. So 𝐃𝐨, let's update some levels on 𝐃𝐨 that I am looking at. I want to play a reversal on 𝐃𝐨. And I also want to give a support on 𝐃𝐨 as well. So support on 𝐃𝐨 will probably be right around 59.75. We're also going to go over Chipotle. And then resistance level will be right around 64.40. So these are kind of areas we're looking out for. I am looking for a bigger reversal on 𝐃𝐨, but it would have to break this secondary area of resistance around 68.65. So it has some work to do. But once it does kind of break that, like this area, then I'm looking for it to go up into the 70s, playing a reversal, call options, and shares on that. And then also Chipotle. Chipotle is trying to make some type of reversal. It would have to break this bigger resistance around 43.60. So it does still have some time to go. Then also we have a first support right around 38.80. So those are your current levels. I think Chipotle will also have a nice reversal in it. I think it could recover, especially after its trajectory. It does have bigger pull downs if you kind of just look at the past movements and histories of it. Also, you need to look at, are the revenues growing? Are the profits growing? Is that growing? Then most likely the stock will follow eventually. So right now it's down about 42%, one of the biggest drops it's had since its inception. So it is very interesting to me to play the higher side and get bigger gains, because like, say if I just buy shares and I hold it out until we get back in the 60s, that would be right around over 50% gain just off shares. So, and Chipotle can do that within a year. It could have a good movement within a year, so we don't have to wait long, and that's a very powerful type of gain. So yeah, just some two consumer stocks that we're kind of looking out for. Also, I want to update Reddit. Reddit has support 224.50, resistance level needs to change. Actually, I'm gonna put resistance level around 264.85. If we break this area, that'll be a decent time to play calls for it to continue to go up. I do have shares of Reddit over 100% gain. I sold half of the shares here, and I'm kind of holding the other half because Reddit hasn't really technically turned bearish just yet. I also want to go over Bull. Webull has a new support, I would say right around 14.15. Resistance level is also going to change, which is going to be around 17.50. So that's the level I was kind of looking out for. If Bull breaks the resistance level, it's trying to get some strength, but it has a long way to go. I think a bigger reversal might start once we break this area of 1750. It might actually turn the stock like shorter term bullish. So that's what I'm kind of looking out for. Looking for some decent gains on Bull as well. Probably around 40 to 50% gains just off the shares. And I'm also thinking about playing options that might do over 50 also. So maybe 100% off of both, but just some extra stocks I wanted to add. Let's go over some Mag 7s. Apple. Try to get a little strength. We really want Apple to break all-time highs this week. That is the bigger goal. We also do not want Apple to break the support at 253.85, right? As long as we stay above this, it's gonna keep strength. But if we do go below it, we want to recover pretty quickly, right? So like this day, you see how we went below it, but we never really had a bigger drop. We tried to get back up here, tried to get back up, had a drop here, quickly recovered, and then we had that big movement right back above support. So you want to make sure we always come back above that support to continue looking for Apple to go to all-time highs, which we are waiting on, right? It's going to take a while. Apple's laggy, but I think once Apple really breaks it, that Apple could really start to see some movement, because we have some plays on Apple looking for more to really get some push above all-time highs. So, and then Apple has resistance around 258.50. So that's the biggest thing we're looking out for Apple. Be mindful though, they do have earnings coming up in October of 2023. So a couple weeks. But I want them to move how Google moved, right? We had leaps on Google, very big gains on Google. We took all of our leap profits, but we have our Google shares that I have not sold. But look at what Google did. Once it broke all-time highs here, it rocketed, right? It had a nice big push above that, another 25% off the shares push. That's what we want from Apple, because it is laggy. And right, and while we're on Google, watch that 254 area. If we break that area, we'll probably see more all-time highs on Google, and that's potential call options on Google as well. And another one that's lagging is Amazon. Amazon's a little slower though. Apple's a little more closer. Amazon has not broken their all-time highs that they made back in February of 2025, so we're still kind of watching out for that. We've been playing puts on Amazon. Yeah, I know I scalp every morning. I'm gonna start making some different videos pretty soon, but I do scalp every morning, and we've been looking to play puts on Amazon almost every morning. We do have support around 214.70. We'll kind of watch out for that, and nothing really has changed. It's very far from bigger resistance levels, so I wouldn't look for any calls for it to go to all-time highs just yet. We need a lot more strength off Amazon, but Amazon is very laggy, and it really hasn't moved that much over the past like couple years. Really, it really hasn't had any bigger movements, right? So say you bought here in May of 2021, you're only up about 34% in about 4 years. So it hasn't really moved that much compared to other ones, but I am watching it slowly. Microsoft has resistance level 514.50. We have a bigger support 501.70. We also have a secondary support on Microsoft around 507.60. So we'll kind of watch out for those areas. A little slow in here on Microsoft, so it would need a little more movement to get any bigger plays. HIMS did break resistance, so we're looking for HIMS to break above 60 for tomorrow and this week. Looking for some strength. I might play some call options on HIMS tomorrow. We'll see, but we are looking for HIMS to kind of push up. Nice movements that is having. UNH resistance level 351.50. I need UNH to break this. It tested, then it came back down. So once UNH breaks that, it might show a little more strength to go to the 360s. I'm looking for more calls on UNH. UNH has been paying us very good on calls. So looking for more, but I'm waiting for the play to kind of set up, and it's just not ready yet. Also watching Eli Lilly, but Eli Lilly's been having some bigger down movement than we would like. So watch this 704 support. If we start breaking out on Eli Lilly, then Eli Lilly's probably going down to like the 670s or so. And that would not be an area I would look for calls, more probably downward side puts. Also NVO, start watching out for this one. I think they just had earnings come out. They pretty much missed on all metrics, but we're going to be seeing, I think their Ozempic generated 124 billion, 18.18. Okay. But they had some down movements. I am looking for a bigger leap, bigger plays on NVO. If you look at its longer term out movement, the health side right now is down a lot. So I think there could be a lot of gains made on the health side, like NVO, UNH, Eli Lilly, also Merck, MRK. Merck is down as well, comparable to its graph. So we're looking for leaps on these, but these just have to turn bullish first. They're just nowhere near bullish just yet. So we're looking out for some bigger plays on this on the Discord. Just kind of watch out for those. That's why I say make sure you join the team first in the description, because literally everything is in there. As y'all know, that's where all the good stuff is. So that's kind of like the health side. Banks, JPM hit our target. We just didn't really get any big movements. That's pretty much done. Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. We're looking for all these to still go up to break all-time highs. So still bullish on the bank. Still kind of looking for calls whenever those entries might present herself. And yeah, we're watching Walmarts. We're watching Targets. Also watching Costco. That might be a bigger buy on Costco after they had their earnings and drop. If Costco can start dropping, it would have to have some more drop than this, though, in the 7s. That might be a fantastic buy for it. Other than that, let's go to the SP 500. Same levels, bigger resistance, 664.70. Support, 657, 653. Nothing really has changed. We actually doing some different plays on QQQ. So far, doing decently. We're wanting to see if QQ could break all-time highs again and continue this bullish movement. So we did some plays in here. We're looking for some more plays once it breaks that 600 area of resistance for more calls, because the market is still bullish, so we don't want to fight it just yet. Bond market pretty slow. As y'all know, gold, we're up on gold, taking some profits, looking for gold to break above 350. So we already got those plays in. Silver's booming, up over 100%. So we still have some more silver, looking to buy even more silver. Also, if we go to gold, I want to update a support level. We don't want to break this area of 345. That will show strength if we don't break it. So still playing the gold and silver upsides. Bitcoin did break its smaller support. So next support on Bitcoin is around 108,500. We'll watch out for that. Smaller resistance level is right around 112,680. And Bitcoin is just slow. So there's really not much to do on Bitcoin right now. Hood is still booming. Got the long-term shares. Nothing new I would do. Support 115.05. Coinbase slow. Same levels. Actually, resistance level is going to change to 334.20, and support, we're actually going to leave it around 302. Be careful we break that support. Coinbase might be coming down to like the 280s. That might be like put time. Just kind of watch out for that. Other than that, thank you guys for watching the video. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, make sure you join the team, and always remember, no recommendation to buy or sell anything, just for educational purposes only. So do not trade anything you see or hear in the video. I will catch you guys in that next one.